A few miles to the west is the city's old transshipment port, where vessels too large for the River Lune unloaded their cargoes, which sometimes included slaves.
Hello.
Hello, Tim.
You know Pru, don't you?
Nice to meet you.
Acclaimed poet Sue Andy is going to tell us the tragic tale of one African male unloaded here in 1736.
We're going to go up to the ship's inn, which is where the young boy Sambo was laid.
Yes.
After he passed, so it's up here.
The young boy, who was the personal possession of the slave vessel's captain, became gravely ill and was taken here to the old ship inn.
What was a practice was to bring children in as pets. If you look at old paintings, you often see a small black child, usually a boy, with a dog's collar on, of diamonds and gold. This signified wealth, gave you status.
Horrifying.
Yes.
But before his new life as a Georgian fashion accessory could begin, Sambo died.
And if you look at the landscape, of course, the landscape is so far removed for anything that he would have known as a child in Africa.
Of course, yeah.
3,000 miles from where he belonged, it's said that the young boy died of profound homesickness. He's buried in unconsecrated ground outside the village.
Oh, there it is.
And here he is.
Oh, yes.
Here lies poor Sambo, a faithful Negro.
Do you not remind you of pet cemeteries?
Yes.
Yes.
Here lies
exactly.
Fido,
Yes.
a faithful friend.
Oh, Fido,
It
yeah.
has that same tone. And really, that's what he was. He was a pet, or intended to be a pet. Fortunately or unfortunately, he didn't live that long.
Yeah.
I think the most interesting thing about it is that he has no name. He's simply Sambo, which we now recognise as derogative. But at the time, it's what people called black people, African people.
But you've written a rather different poem, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I think I've written a poem that speaks of his loneliness and need to go home. Would you like me to read it to you?
Yes, please.
Sometimes when the moon is full, he pushes the earth aside, scattering the gifts, toys, tokens, and stands on the highest point, tiptoe to extend his boyish frame. And he looks out to sea, for now he can see beyond water and land, right to the coast of Elmina, through the door of no return, and into his village and his mother's arms, and he smiles once again.
So he got to smile at last.
We remember our history, so we don't make our same mistakes tomorrow.
Well,
Yeah, that's
So
right.
we don't have another grave like that with a child inside
that's
it.
right.
Of course, we all know about slavery and British colonialism, but coming out here, it's just made it so much more personal, hasn't it?
Yes, here lies a young boy, stolen from his family on the west coast of Africa.
We have to acknowledge that goods produced through slavery will have been carried up and down the canals of Britain, including the one we're travelling on today.